Am I the a-hole for mocking my parents after they horribly botched the death of our first ever family pet? I am in my early 20s. My dad had fish in a fish tank when I was young. They kept jumping out and killing themselves until the entire tank exploded. I had to beg my parents to get a pet, since I have loved dogs since I was little. Eventually, my constant whining was enough that they half-caved and got us a snake when I was 8. We still got a dog when I was 10, because I was an extremely stubborn brat when I was little. The snake was an albino milk snake, which is a 4 feet long non-venomous snake whose patterning loosely resembles a candy cane. Because I was 8, I named the snake Red. Red was our first pet, and we loved her to death, even though my dad did try to convince us to get rid of her a few times when I was in high school. Flash forward to when I am in college on the other side of the country. I am in a lecture when I get a text from my parents. My parents have just returned home after a 3-day trip out of the country to visit. The snake is supposed to be fed every 1 to 2 weeks, and they left the dog with other. The text says, "I think Red passed away last night." And then there is a picture. I am left gawking at the blackened corpse of my childhood pet, and unable to properly process the situation or reply to my parents. Because the lecture had another hour left in it, and there was an exam on this stuff next week. This death was extremely shocking to us since the store lied and said the snake would live 50 years, but we googled it after she passed and the life expectancy is 15 years. I had a few hours before my next class, so I call my parents from the bar down the street from the university after having downed several Long Island iced teas. I get on a FaceTime and get details from my parents. To my indignation, they threw her body in the compost bin instead of giving her a burial or cremating her in an urn, which is our plan for the dog. Unable to get the image of Red's blackened corpse out of my head, my tipsy ass screams at my parents for doing this and insists they fetch Red from the compost and find a crematorium. They said they would. Then the next week while my dad was visiting me, he admits they lied and left her in the compost, saying I was overreacting to how they handled the death. Now here is where I might be the a-hole, besides the brief tipsy screaming part. In the few years since, I have told this story to everyone including all my parents' friends, some of whom finally convinced them they screwed up. I do frame the story in a humorous light by ending it with, "So I told my mom that when my dog, or my grandmother dies, do not tell me with a picture and a text." I am pretty twisted and sharp with my sense of humor, but my parents think this is just cruel mockery of them for a teensy mistake. That I am just repeatedly insulting them for the sake of it and ignore all they good they have done for me. I have told them that I love them with all my heart, but I will never let them live this down.